Yeah, Class 1s already are coming into effect, so... The only reason PD have Class 2s right now is because we're waiting for the Class 2s from civs to drain out, essentially. There's like 400 Class 2s in the city, chat, that aren't broken. But we've got a few other systems with how that's going to work. I don't know how much has been leaked from the new Class 2 shit, but...
Westbound onto the Power Freeway now. Speeds are approximately...
That's not a lot, that's a fucking heap. Yeah, I'll look at adding some new Class 1s for sure, dude. I might even redo them all. They're definitely not going to be balanced, so... Tech 9 stocks are going to the roof. Well...
What the fuck? Hey, what are you doing?
I'll tell you how it works, okay? So...
We're good, you can break up.
It's not really meant to be like a... It's not really meant to be like a hidden feature or something, but essentially this was the hardcore systems we're going to do. It's going to be tied into a bit of like the gang territories and gang sprays and shit like that. So basically you unlock a certain amount of gang sprays, you get pistols, you unlock a extra set of gang sprays, you unlock SMGs, and if you get the top tier, then you unlock rifles. To craft, that is. But how the crafting works is, if I craft 10 guns, each time I craft one gun, the price of the rifles go up by 5,000, I think. With a base price of like, I don't know, 100k, 50k or something. So if somebody makes 20 guns, it's going to be a minimum of like 250k for a gun. You know what I mean? So you can't just like mass produce whenever the fuck you want and shit. And then I think what we got to do though is like have some sort of system where you can destroy the weapon. So, you know, if you do a bank robbery or some shit like that because you got a Class 2 and you want to make sure you're safe, you can destroy it after. That way you could get a fresh one into circulation without keeping the price up, sort of thing. What happens to current benches? I'm not completely sure entirely, but more than likely they're going to be ditch show. Most stupidest thing I've ever heard. Well, listen, if you weren't a fucking retard on the internet that has absolutely no idea on how any of these systems work, I'd take your advice, but sadly, you're just a retard on the internet, dude. Reuse the parts? Yeah, something like that could work. Could definitely be a possibility. Yeah, well, it's got to be on the whitelist. That's but the thing is with the gang systems, I plan to add more to it as well. I'm not sure what, but I like the idea of unlocks being through systems like that rather than behind one person's whitelist. So a gang has to get their way there rather than rely on, somebody else that's going to be a fucking millionaire for whatever reason. It's so unbalanced. In which way is it unbalanced, you fucking Neanderthal? Don't you feel like a dumb fuck trying to have an argument when you don't explain your side of the argument? It's like you're like a lawyer that goes to a court case about murder and you go, it was such a murder. Case closed. You know what I mean? You're literally just a fucking retard. Trap houses, yeah, shit like that. So with the hardcore, I do plan to bring some 2.0 systems back as well. So it'll be like a mixture. Maybe even some of the 2.0 heists and jailbreak shit. The ones that worked anyway. The ones that were decent. Is this a new server? Well, some of it will be in the new one, but I'm just at this point, like, while this server's sort of, boring, I think changing up, like we're getting new chief of police and all that sort of shit. Changes like this are interesting just to keep the server, even if not everyone's going to agree with it. If you don't make changes like this, especially when it's starting to get stale, everyone gets fucking so bored, dude. So bored. Gangs just can't compete with others like conflict, etc. It's not going to be fair on the smaller gangs. So it's like IRL, you mean? That's crazy, dude. That's crazy that a small gang can't compete with a big gang. Hey, Mom! Mom! Did you know bigger gangs are stronger? What do you mean I'm a retard? Okay. Mom just called me retarded. Sorry, dude. The reality is, though, like, everyone's going to be able to get pistols easy. And that's going to be the main thing. You got to understand, like, buying SMGs is not going to be a cheap thing. It's not going to be like, you just pay 10k and get an SMG. It's probably going to be like 100k. So you got to be using pistols 99% of the time, and cops won't have Class 2, so That's the entire idea. When you want to buy big guns, it's for something big. No, there won't be any. We're not going to add any limits. It's totally up to the people who craft and shit. I mean, the thing is, if you craft 10 guns on the same day, they won't all break in exactly 10 days or 30 days, whatever the time is, because they take durability when you shoot them and use them as well. So not once will you ever have all the weapons come ready on one day. You know what I mean? But I'm sure there's going to be bugs here and there that we need to fix up for sure. You know. But you know, it's a system. It's different. I want to try Class 1s back in the city. And it's good. I've been interested. So in case you didn't realize, guys, the reason there was so many changes in the last few days is because my dev server actually worked when I turned it on. And I was like, well, that's handy. I'm sick as well. I got time to do shit. And then I just started spazzing shit out. So if I lose my voice again, I'll just keep doing it. Bruh. So you locked all the cars at the same speed? There's no cars are locked at exactly the same speed. No different than they were before anyway. It's just you notice that people get to the higher speed. Wait, is there someone here? I got baby aggro right now, so I can't really help. Do you think car fights could make a return? I mean, with pistols, I feel like they already will. Because the reason car fights aren't that good right now, obviously the third person shit, but you've got to remember, if you get out with a rifle, you can absolutely melt a car full of people. But if you get out with a pistol, it's not as crazy, obviously. But every fucking PD officer walks around with fucking rifles on their back, and I think that's half the reason everything escalates so quick. Because you're meant to start with pistols, and then if shit hits the fan, you get the Class 2 out, but that isn't how it works, so. The thing I liked about pistol versus pistol was like being able to yell at somebody you're actually shooting at, you know what I mean? And trolling them and shit. How will the gun system work in public? I got no idea, to be honest. Honestly, I'm doing all these changes for whitelists and the after effects to the public server and shit I don't really care about. But the SA server and shit, hey! Oh! Why are you beating my ass?
Tackle?
Oh, you gotta tase them.
What do you mean I gotta tase them?
Yeah, it's crazy. You've gotta tase them. I don't know what you mean. I can tackle people.
Wait, why can't I tackle them?
Ugh! See? Just try to tackle you, but you're too strong.
What is the reason that I cannot tackle anymore?
I don't know, probably because you're a weak bitch.
Snoopy violation.
Oh! Tony, stop that. It hurts. Jesus. Tony.
You make no sense.